old Blaise is going to get a long old message. It's going to be silent. Actually, it's going to be the first, 3 minutes of our conversation.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about frozen wieners and stuff.
Yeah. That's when you take your hot dogs out of the deep freeze.
Well, if they're frozen, yeah, you can take them out and then they become. Let me ask you guys this.
Then you got to put your frozen hot dogs in a bun to unthaw it.
Yeah, if it's too cold, and naturally the bun is the. Well, this is what I wanted to ask you guys. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and it just finally led up to this moment. When, let's say you do have some frozen hot dogs and you want them to be not frozen, what would you say, like the action of taking them out and setting them on the counter, what are you doing?
Defrosting them.
Okay.
Yeah, defrosting or unfreezing.
Okay.
You're looking for something wiener related, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm always. Nope. Some people say they're gonna de-thaw
Okay.
or unthaw.
That's the opposite, though.
Exactly. So I always get up. I wouldn't say upset. Like I don't start throwing chairs and stuff anymore when somebody says, "Oh, I have to unthaw these hot dogs." So I'll be like, "Unthaw would be to freeze them."
Yeah.
And then
You're
they're
thawing
like,
them.
"You know what I mean?" And then I'm like, "I don't know because I know English as a rigid set of rules, and if you break those rules,
Then may God have mercy on your soul.
May God have mercy on your soul of your shoe."
Yeah. You ever leave voicemails to tell people to unthaw their wieners?
Yes.
Like
23-minute voicemails.
Yeah. Also, don't check your phone.
Yeah. Don't look at your phone until after the show.
You're just gonna look at like the voice text of the voicemail and you'll be like, literally all of these are wiener related.
Yeah.
Why do I have an hour of wiener-related jokes?
Yeah. Oscar Mayer called me again.
At one point, you pivoted to other wiener related.
Yeah. What if they weren't frozen? What if they were thawed?
And then you went down. You got into brats and
Yeah.
Cheddar-filled.
Blue cheese filled.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't
Get
sound
out of
good.
my studio right now. I love blue cheese.
Blue cheese-filled brats?
Dude, go to Prime Cut Meats today.
Won't do it. I won't if I go there, which I probably would go there, but I'm not going to buy
Blue cheese
blue
brats
cheese
there.
brats. No way.
Brother, man.
No way.
So good.
No way.
What's the longest voicemail you think you have left someone on accident?
Oh, like I get like your voicemail cut me off.
Yeah, I think it usually cuts off at 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like
Oh, really?
yeah.
But if you do the one where you're like doing a voice memo on text, it'll just keep going. Because I had one that was like 23 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
That I just deleted. Thank God I didn't send it.
Might as well send it. I would have just sent it.
Because if it would have sent to like my mom, she would have listened to the full thing, and it's just me screaming at myself.
Yeah.
It could have
You're
been
screaming
worse.
at yourself.
Yeah.
Stupid, stupid.
This is the best you could do.
And then just a bunch of slapping noise.
Bashing your head against the
Yeah.
wall.
I think I heard broken glass in there. Are you all right?
Why did the toilet keep flushing?
Giving yourself a swirly.
A chocolate swirly.
Oh, man. You ever get a swirly in high school?
No. I feel like swirlies were like past their prime when we were in high school. I remember when I was like real little, they were like a thing.
Yeah, there's a couple times when I was in my 20s that as a joke, we were like, okay, let's give someone a swirly, and then we got them like right up there, then they'd start freaking out.
Who was the guy that was like, oh, okay, I'll do this, and wouldn't freak out until you got to the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was most sort of laughing, thinking that we weren't going to give him a swirly until we got there. Then he started to freak out more. And it was Jake. Jake Schwanberg.
We use his full. What's his middle name and social number?
Yeah. The
I
address.
would start freaking out. Like, okay, so as soon as somebody said, "We're gonna give him a swirly," I'd be like, "Ha, that's funny, guys." And then somebody would grab me, like aggressively, because like I'm gonna fight back almost right away.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna just let somebody start pushing me. Like, are you already in the bathroom?
Because
if you're leading me towards the bathroom
adjacent. Well, no, you grab them by the legs and the arms. You have like 4 boys,
and
then 4 strong.
You use
muscle big boys.
You
4
use
men,
his
I
head
should
as
say.
a battering ram.
Yeah.
Hit the bathroom door open.
Well, how many times do you keep your bathroom door closed? Mine's open until I go and close it.
Mine's only closed if I do something unforgivable in there and I don't want anyone going in.
Yeah.
I had a unfortunate incident the other day where the door was closed, and then somebody decided to open the door, like open it, and we're in my house, you know. So like if the bathroom door is closed in a house,
Yeah.
like I could almost understand a public place, like you go to a, I don't know, Holiday gas station, rest in peace, and you go into the bathroom, and you're like, hey, do I push the door open, or like you check the knob? Yeah, you can open it. If it opens, it opens. If it's locked, it's locked. But in a house, you don't even try. You just assume somebody's in there, I think.
Oh, if the door's closed?
If the door's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was going...
Yeah, at every
my
holiday, dude. Getting walked in on a holiday gas station
would be the worst.
It's happened to me. For sure. It's always the same reaction from the person. Oops, sorry.
I thought you were going to say the same person. You're like, you just keep getting walked in on by the same
By the
guy.
same person on different holiday gas stations.
One time I went to a porta potty. This is actually recent. I went to a porta potty and it said vacant, like it was green. I pulled the door open, and I'm not even kidding you. I saw a fit young lady. Like she was like, 26, 27. Just, boom. I was like, oh my God. And I closed the door, and I could, like, there was nothing left to the imagination. And I was like, what the flip, lady? You got to close that, like, lock it.
And she came out and handed you her undergarments and was like, I'll see you later.
And then I gave her $50. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what that meetup was about. It was at a kid's baseball game. And I was like, lady,
We've all met up with a girl in a porta potty at a kid's baseball game.
I never have. That was the first. It was like very, it was some, I don't know. She started walking over towards her husband, I'm assuming, and there was her little kid was playing baseball, and it was like, lady, you got to lock that door.
Do you ever lock someone in a porta potty?
I don't know how to do that.
You just take like a stick and put it through the handle.
Yeah.
Seems way too complicated. I'd never do that. Plus, porta potties, the doors swing open.
Yeah, but there's like a place where you can sit a lock.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
You
outside.
can just jam a stick in there.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that.
No.
Dude,
that seems very
when there was
rude.
like freshman initiation in high school, that kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah.
Like dazed and confused. Like,
Yeah, like they had like paddles. Like the seniors came and like hit us all with paddles and stuff like that and stuff. But then
in the face, they knocked.
that's even
unconscious.
funnier. Yeah.
just kill the kid.
But they, yeah,
Looks like your high school career is over.
Yeah.
You're dead.
You gotta go to
no,
a
they
new
hit
high
the
school.
body. Just made it into a 2000s early teen movie. Oh, but it was just
another teen
it was just
movie.
Jawbreakers for North Dakota. Remember that movie, Jawbreaker?
I know the title, but I can't.
They went to go
remember the
kidnap
movie.
their friend as a joke, and they like stuck a jawbreaker with tape over her mouth, and then they threw her in the trunk, and then she died.
Was that a real story?
Is
True
that
story?
is that also the whole movie?
Yeah, and then I forget what else. They like try to hide that they did it or whatever. I think like Alicia,
Silverstone?
was in it and stuff. Or it was that era.
People gave a lot of flack to her because she baby birded her daughter. I think it was a daughter, her kid, her baby.
Yeah,
She,
her
like-
baby bird.
Yeah, she had a bird. She was chewing a bunch of food, and then she spit the food into, not spit like, but like chewed the food and then gave it to her baby.
You ever baby bird like drinks with your friends?
No.
Oh, really? We used to do that all the time. A couple of years ago, even we would just like, you just
Drinks?
yeah, you take
Like-
take a shot and then just spit it in your friend's mouth.
Like-
It's called baby birding.
Like,
No, I would never
like
do that.
Other dudes.
Oh yeah, dudes.
No.
It's
I'm
weirder
not
to
doing
do
that.
with other girls. Girls are like, you're disgusting. If you do that to another guy, they're like, that's a pretty funny thing to do.
You guys just swap fluids as
That's the thing.
Well,
that-
you swap it's it's clean because it's
Vomit?
alcohol.
yeah, the more I learn about Blaise, the more I just realize he's a weird dude.
He's a weird old guy. You
Yeah,
know what
but-
I'm saying?
yeah,
He's
but-
not old, but like he's a weird guy.
Yeah, but a real fun, weird guy.
Yeah, well,
just
like-
Baby Bird and his friends, and
You've never heard of that?
Nah.
I thought for sure Matt was going to get behind that.
oh no, I knew exactly what it was, but I've known like dudes will do it to chicks as like a form of dominance, not just blazing.
Call me Mommy Bird.
Yeah,
I do it to guys as a form of dominance.
yeah. Not you hanging out in your friend's basement just puking all over each other.
Oh man.
This is at the bar.
It's worse.
Oh, so like a bunch of people are watching. They're
Yeah,
over there. They look
it's
over
weird.
and they're like,
You know what's? It would be much weirder if I was with one guy in his basement swapping baby birding things.
Now that you say it out loud,
Yeah. I'm
I'm
in the bar in public baby birding like a man.
both situations are weird. One is weirder than the
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
If I was just sitting with you in the basement and we were having drinks and I just looked over, I'm like, so you want a baby bird this?
and then I said, yeah, man, that sounds like a good idea. Nah, man, that would never.
I'm like, I don't even have any alcohol. Just pretend my tongue is a worm. Yeah, we did this a really funny baby bird last night, me and Marquay.
I feel like it's the kind of thing where like you make it up as like oh no, people baby bird each other all the time. Let me baby bird you, and then like somebody pulls out their camera to film it, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you let him baby bird you. Like nobody ever does that. You actually did it. It would be like a.
if I walked into a bar and Blaise and someone else, another dude, was baby birding each other, I'd be like, I'm never coming back to this place.
Also, if you came into this conversation late and you just heard people baby birding each other, doesn't necessarily sound like you're spitting drinks in their mouth.
I mean, it could be like you
Well,
push
you-
someone off the top of a building hoping they fly. Or something.
Come on, officer, we were just baby birding.
We were baby birding.
I don't see any drinks around here. No, it's the different one.
We're doing a different kind of baby bird. It's called suicide. There's a joke about Superman getting super drunk at the bar, and then he goes like and jumps out the window. But the bar's got to be like in the joke. The bar has to be like on a high level. It can't be street level.
Yeah.
But he jumps out the window and starts flying, and he's like, "Anybody can do it." And then the guy's like, what? And then he jumps out the window to his death. And then Superman, the bartender's like, man, Superman's a jerk when he's drunk.
Yeah. I like how you said Superman got super drunk. I don't think there's any way. He can't just get regular drunk. He has to get super drunk.
Soup's drunk. Yeah.
Superman does everything super. And through his super.
Super suit.
Supervisor. A supervisor is just a really sweet hat with no top.
And it's green.
What if every supervisor had to wear a visor?
That should be in their contract.
Some supervisors probably do wear visors. And that'd be like, what if you're a tax supervisor? You have the green one with the, yup, you're like, and why is it green?
I don't know.
That's a good, why is, you know what I'm talking about? The hats
Yeah,
with the-
I just don't think that anyone wears them anymore. They should be required to by law, though.
Especially during tax season.
Yeah.
right.
And they should also not use computers anymore and have the really long reel
The
of
ticker tape.
numbers. Yeah.
Yep. I walk into
We
an
want to make
accountant.
America great again.
Yeah.
and a typewriter that doesn't have self-return, so you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember being a little kid. We used to have one of those things, a typewriter. Well, we had two of them that I remember clearly, and one was you had to move it over, and like my favorite thing to do was to hit all the keys till it went to the end, and then push it over, and it just made the coolest sound. And then my mom got like an IBM typewriter.
Yep.
And that was like the ball. So like all the letters were on a ball. So you would type and it would go like it would spin the ball and then whack the page wherever the ball was.
That's cool.
Honestly, it seemed really, really weird to have all like if you look at this, I mean it's like 3-inch ball, like a trailer hitch size ball, and then there's a bunch of letters around it and it just spun to the
Yeah.
I was like, the old style worked just fine.
It was wild. My mom had an IBS ender printer.
Nice.
I said an She had AIB. She just had IBS and a printer.
And IBS.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we all have IBS.
Who doesn't?
I have irritable customer syndrome.
Oh, I see. Yes.
It was bad. It was real bad.
Why was that?
Real bad. I was at a store. That's the reason I'm drinking this. Time for a sponsorship. That's why I was drinking this Mean Bean by Java Monster. Monster Java Mean Bean. It gets me going.
Mean Bean would be a great nickname for a Mexican boxer.
I'm pretty sure it already. I think. Oh man, I don't know. I think there is a boxer that has like a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one time I was down in Arizona and I was at the Fiesta Bowl, and like the tailgate they had there, they just had two like 9-year-old kids in a boxing ring just beating the crap out of each other.
That's awesome.
I like it.
And everyone was seemingly okay with it.
Yeah, as you should be.
Oh yeah.
It's in Arizona. There's no rules down there. The Fiesta Bowl would be funny if it was just like a huge soccer ball that everyone was driving around with Ford Fiestas and had to make it into the goal.
Like Rocket League.
Yeah.
Rocket League, but none of the cars work.
I would like a manual Ford Fiesta.
Oh, yeah.
If I was going to have a Ford, and actually, true story, I used to have a Ford Festiva, which was the precursor to the Fiesta.
Same.
The gear shifter used to fall down. Like it would just thunk, like I would be holding it and it would go thunk into the, and I'd have to yank it back up into place.
We got a Ford Festiva.
Which one's the really small one?
Both.
Both.
Oh, okay.
But Festiva was just came out before it,
Yeah,
I believe.
think it was
and
like
I think
the
the Fiesta replaced it.
Yeah, for like a couple years. And then
Yeah.
it was just,
But we had one, and then my brother hit it. Well, we had two, actually. Two 1989
jumps.
Festivas. My brother...
They come in 2 packs.
well, you need two because one has the gas pedal and one has the brake. So, like,
If you put them together, they're one okay
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. My brother hit a deer with one, though. I'm surprised that he survived.
The deer was completely fine.
Yeah.
The car was just
Yeah.
destroyed.
And the front was just... the headlights were out, and my dad couldn't get any other lights for it because it was like, I don't know, late 90s by this point.
I love where this is going.
yeah, I already.
My dad just grabbed motorcycle lights that fit.
Well, that's better than
So,
I thought it was
so
going to
then
be
it's just like circle fitting into a square.
Yeah,
Looked
I'm sure
pretty rad.
I'm sure it still worked.
Oh, yeah, no, it worked
And
fine.
it was in Mott, so it's like the second nicest car in town.
Yeah, right?
Next to the other Ford Festiva.
Festiva.
Yeah, that my family had that didn't hit.
It had both the original headlights. Yeah, they were cloudy, but they were original.
There was I was at Sam's Club, like this was like 3 or 4 years ago.
How did you get into Sam's Club? Did you have the password?
Dude, I got Costco and Sam's Club. Dude,
Whoa!
I'm in financially a lot of debt.
My memberships are dropping.
I go and they're like, "Would you like to re-up your membership for $134?" And I was like,
Give me 5.
yeah, I need to go sell some plasma and then I'll be back.
Put it on my. That's what he does. He puts the membership on his Costco card,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
goes to Sam's
Yeah.
Club, and then
Yeah.
puts the Sam's Club membership on his Costco.
It'd be funny if you were actually like a scientist and you were selling actual plasma, like not from your blood, and just making extremes amount of money. It's like, oh, sorry, I need to go sell some more plasma.
You got a booth. Like when you walk into Costco, there's the one lady who's sitting there selling like jewelry or something, and then you're sitting next to her with like bags of plasma.
I imagine plasma just in like a cylinder, then it's always blue, like a neon
Yeah.
blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what I think.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
plasma.
like, here's one plasma.
And I also actually only thinking of it. One plasma, please.
It looks kind of like the villain from Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, like that color. It's a deep cut for all you Scooby-Doo fans out
That's-
there.
Cyber
Yeah.
Chase.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Dang it! I didn't even know that existed. Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. So because it must be modern because there was
Yeah.
no Scooby-Doo Cyber
Yeah.
back in. The Harlem Globetrotters weren't
Yeah, I think of like that would make sense. Or like flubber.
Ooh, we talked about flubber before. So
We've
flubber,
talked, dude, flubbers came up more times than it should
well,
have.
flubber, once you drop it, it bounces higher than it like increases in velocity. So
yeah,
like,
and it starts to dance.
I bought a lot of stock in silly putty when I was a kid. Turns out, didn't really advance like I thought it would.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because Sunday morning cartoons.
comics from the newspaper.
Yeah, don't do it as much, so you can't take that off as much.
No, they're still there. They're 100% still there.
Yeah, but not as many people get it. So then the silly putty market went down so that you couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I would imagine. I bought a Sunday paper not too long ago.
Really?
The whole big old Sunday paper. And I was like, man, I only need one article out of this thing. And it cost
I kind
me
of like
$4.
it, yeah.
It's fun to like grab the newspaper and pretend like you're a grandpa, and then you're just like, and you just shake the newspaper and make that noise the whole.
I had to ask, did you bring that piece of paper just so you could do that?
Yeah, you're like, I got a real good one for today.
I've been planning this newspaper bit for weeks.
How many harmonicas do you have on your person right now?
The best part is,
okay, John Hopper.
the best part is I was waiting for the camera just to switch over to you.
And it never
And it
did.
wasn't. I was looking over and it just kept looking at me, and I'm like, oh, well, it's going.
No. Shoot.
It switched to me, and I just had look of disappointment.
That is really funny.
I brought this paper because we talking about our thing yesterday. We had our
That was good.
our linear thinking.
I can't. Yeah, Quay and I hang out so much now that we do start to like think the same a little bit. And he thought that I totally took a joke from him last night because
He took a joke from me.
I didn't. I was hosting the mic though, and Bethany had some joke about how she saw her dog
Was gonna hump her boyfriend's leg.
Yeah, and she's like, I kind of like this. She's like, I thought I might be a cuckold. And
Like
then
she
I
was gonna run in to watch the dog because she was like, I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. So she was like,
gonna go watch the dog hump her boyfriend. And then
on the leg.
On the leg, yes.
Not in.
I was thinking
don't
also it'd be
weird.
funny if she was like, get in there.
Get them all riled up.
Yeah.
And lock them in the room.
But then I went up and I was like, Bethany, that's a pup hold situation.
Oh, that's not. You've skipped over the part. When we heard the joke, I was sitting right behind Blaise, and I was like, she should have said pup holding.
See, you never. I never heard you
said
say
that.
You
And
didn't
then
say it to me. You were not directly behind me.
No, I was.
All right, there's two schools of thoughts here.
Okay.
One, Blaise subconsciously stole it, and two, he blatantly stole it.
No, dude. Dude, I swear I did not hear that whatsoever because I never I walked up right after that and I was like, this is going to be good.
And I
then
walked,
Quay's like, what? I just said that. I'm like, no, you didn't.
The
he
table.
walked.
Yeah.
He walked over to the mic to grab the mic, and like as he was walking there, he grabbed the mic, and I was like, I don't know, 10 feet behind him, walking towards Bethany to say, you should have said pup holding. And like I'm like, haha, this is gonna be great. And then I just hear, that's pup holding. And I was like, no, because here's the
swear,
problem.
I think in your mind you said it out loud and you didn't.
I said
you were
it
going
out loud.
To, no,
I said
you
it out
didn't.
loud, and then I said it out loud. And the thing that was most hurtful was that it got a huge pop. Like he was like, "That's pup holding," and everybody in the place, and maybe that part was what. Did you spot
I put on my hat a little earlier. I was just going to continually put on. I have a fake mustache in a little bit.
At one point, just shaving your head.
What's that noise? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Yeah, but linear thinking, I think, is what was that all? What
that was all about.
Yeah,
You should one up that and be like very clearly hear him say something and then just immediately say it afterwards.
I've often thought it would be like just a bit where you go up and like verbatim just say somebody else's joke.
Yeah.
But I also stealing jokes and making a joke where you're stealing jokes might be the same thing.
Yeah.
Dude,
You
Tom
know?
Segura did that to Chad Daniels. Did like his whole act one time before, like as a joke, because they were on like a tour of China or something like that. Like they went across seas or Japan, and so they were doing like 30 shows or something, something crazy. There's a documentary about it called I Need You to Kill.
Okay.
And it's just like Chad Daniels and Tom Segura when they were both out at Acme. They went across seas, and so they just saw each other's act every single night.
Yeah.
And I think it was Segura did it to Chad Daniels. It could be reversed, but it was like, you just see him be like, "What am I supposed to do now?" Like, you just did. I'm going on right now, and you just did my whole act.
That's so
But
funny though.
Like when you see like rock bands or like comedians even and they're in a different country, I wonder how many, like let's say you go to China, and I mean, yeah, I get that people speak different languages, but like if you did somebody else's complete act, is there enough people in the audience? Like if you're in deep China,
Well, especially at that stage of their career, no one really knew them, so they probably wouldn't. And also, I think in China, I think why stand-up works there is there's so many, it might have been Japan, one of the two, but there's so many American workers there that, like, you're pretty much only speaking to Americans.
And I feel like a lot of Japanese people at least like can understand English.
Yeah.
Whereas like when Americans go someplace, they're like, "No, you change to me. I'm not going to learn your language."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
that is a good point. Like I remember being in Mexico, and the lady was I bought a boogie board, and it broke the first day, and I tried to return it, and this was at a Walmart, and the lady the lady behind me could understand that I was trying to communicate that I need to return it. So she says, "Hold on, I'll help you." Then she cuts around me, starts talking to the lady, and then I don't know. After about 2 minutes, I realized that she had not mentioned my problem at all, and she just went straight to her customer service issue and like got her stuff taken care of. And I was like, I hate you. Like I'm so.
But
mad.
in America, if the same thing was happening, you're like, "Oh, let me help you out with this," and you just buy
Yeah.
whatever you need to do.
Marquay does that to a woman that's here. He's like, "Here, give me that $500."
Yeah, here, dude.
Dang, if
You actually just robbed her. You don't even you go to the front of the line. You just rob people in
if
line.
you're at customer
Allow
service,
me.
I'll take care of this, miss. I have your back. The lady behind me is an idiot, and just get
I just
her
need
out of
40
here.
packs of smokes, and I'll be on my way.
40 cartons.
Can you buy? Well, is it cheaper to buy smokes in Mexico? I don't know. I don't smoke, so I don't. How much are cigs these days? Last time I saw there was a sticker.
I bought a pack, like I think it was like $11 or like $9.75 or something. It's weird, but my 18th birthday, we used to have this tobacco store in Bismarck called Tobacco Row. And so I went in there. I was like, my 18th birthday, I was looking at all like the hookahs and stuff. Like,
Okay.
you're never going to see this stuff again. And this lady walked in who was like, she was either old or aged terribly. And she was like, walked up and had like the most smoker talk of all time. She was like, I get 12 cartons of Pall Malls.
Oh,
It was like $695.
That's so wild.
and she was fine with it. She
Yeah,
just paid
and-
the money and left.
And the lady that was working the front desk was like, that's like 10 days for her. And I was like,
That's so insane.
Speaking of insane, we haven't even introduced our guest.
Yeah, it's Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, where's Shag's Too Dope?
Shaggy Too Dope.
Shags. The Insane Clown Posse. We're still not going to introduce you. So,
oh, no, that's fine. Let's get on that.
you want to get on the?
No, I love the ICP.
I one
So
time.
do I. The Unveiling is my favorite song by them.
Oh, I don't really like any of their music. I just like what they stand for.
I'm a big fan of
Anarchy.
both. Big fan of both.
Yeah.
They amazing guys. I met.
Oh yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, I met I got a comic book. They signed it. I painted my face and went to a concert, and then I asked them to sign the comic book, and they were like, they ran past me. I was like, hey, will you guys sign my comic book? And they ran in the backstage, and then there was a guy standing by the door, and I was like, will you sign my comic book? And then the guy standing in front of the door ran inside afterwards. After them, they came back out, scribbled some stuff on there, handed it back to me, and they were like, hell yeah, you're a real juggalo. And I was like, I came here because my friend, and I thought it would be fun, and I was right, and then
And then you backyard wrestled with him.
no, that was after. Like, that was when they were, like, friends with Mankind or whatever they were doing back then. I don't know. But this was in a bowling alley. It was sweet. It was like a bowling alley that had a venue
That is
on the
sweet.
side of it. What was it called?
Brooklyn Bowl.
No. But this was in Michigan. It was pretty sweet. But, yeah, I've seen ICP, like, 3 times. Just
That
because
rules.
they're from Michigan and they were big there before they got... Like, they talk about Faygo soda. That was...
Yeah.
They have celery flavored Faygo, and it's delicious.
I mean, I love like the obscure soda. Like, give me pineapple Fanta all day.
All
long.
day, I'll drink
Oh.
that for sure.
And I can't wait to go to this work event afterwards, and like they're gonna have pop there, and I'm gonna complain about them not having the most obscure pops.
Yeah, you're like, you should have Shasta.
yeah,
Yeah, why don't you have strawberry
Why don't
watermelon?
more
Yeah.
people use Shasta, to be honest? For every big event, you should get Shasta. It's way cheaper, and it's amazing.
It's not way cheaper now.
Oh, really?
It used to be
It
way
used
cheaper.
to be.
Now it's like pretty much the same as like.
Oh.
Yeah.
You used to go. I remember Shasta was like 9 cents a can at the grocery store by
Something
my
crazy.
grandma's house. You'd give me $1, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting 9 cans of Shasta.
9 and change back.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drink one of them and throw 8 of them at moving cars.
Man, that brings me back to an ICP story because I threw a soda at a moving car, and it was those
Yeah.
two in it, and I got tackled, and I thought that I was going to die that day, but
I think it was
didn't.
Rittenhouse was telling me that you guys did like the night of the Juggalos.
Yeah.
And he's said he already had like white face paint, so he went and just bought black face paint, and he's like, it felt really weird, like I was just gonna like go in blackface or something.
what was weird is he didn't use any of the
Yeah.
white face paint.
What also is really funny is that's a completely fabricated story.
No, you showed up and it was weird.
Yeah.
He was like, he had just the tippy tip of his nose was painted
Well,
white.
what
and
is
we're like,
funny is like during that, yeah, because we had the night of the Juggalos, and then we were all gonna dress up like Juggalos and do comedy. And like Dave and such too, he just like painted his eyes and stuff around because he wanted to look cool. I was like, paint your whole face.
Yeah.
I think me and Quay were like the only people that like actually did our full face like a clown. And Dylan.
Oh yeah, Dylan. Dylan does
Dylan
everything.
did his full body paint like a clown.
No, he's just that pasty white. No, I got home. Actually, I had to leave my house. My wife was out of town. I had to leave my house. My kid was there by himself playing video games. And I was like, hey, just so you know, when I come back, I'm going to have my face painted. So when you see me, don't flip out like some weirdos coming into the house. And then I came in the house. He was playing video games in his room, and I thought, like, I'm just going to peek around the corner and scare the crap out of him. And I peeked around the corner, and he just started laughing at me. Like, you look like an idiot. And I was like, you're grounded. And he was like, I can't take you seriously. I'm going to go wherever I want.
He's like, what do you like? Do you like ICP or something, Dad?
Yeah, it was like the insane class. We still haven't introduced our
I was just
guest
going to say,
yet.
you know who does like ICP?
Who's that? Dylan?
Not Marshall Mathers.
Oh, no, they're not friends.
No, they're not.
No.
Kid Rock might be kind of friends with them.
With ICP?
Yeah.
I don't think Kid Rock has any friends.
Kid Rock has a bunch of friends. Donald Trump.
Yeah, he was standing in the White House, like saying, "He's like, we got to stop scalping tickets, and then our country will be."
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I saw
actually
that.
He actually did a nice thing there.
Well, yeah, but like, how has that not been done?
No, it has been. Like, every generation.
Or how do you stop that? Because it's just going to start happening again.
Well, the weird thing, like,
I think that they have it where it can only be like a 20% upcharge or something like that.
that's what I don't
through
understand.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
If you stand outside the
Could
the
you
venue.
imagine?
Yeah, but I don't think most people are standing outside the venue is the thing.
No, but if you have tickets for sale and you're standing outside, that's called scalping tickets.
Yeah.
But if you buy the tickets and then sell them online, it's the same exact thing. It's just not in person.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, but scalping is not illegal.
Scalping is illegal.
No, they changed that.
What?
Could you imagine though, like if you were like worked at a car dealership and you're like, oh,
I can imagine.
we have this used car, but they said we can only make 20% on it when you easily could make like 200% on it. And be like, they can't just tell you what you can charge. Or maybe they can. I don't know.
No, they
a lot
can't.
about-
You're right. They can't do that. But what they can do is not buy the car.
Yeah, that's
Most
true.
of the time, people. Well, with the internet these days, it's kind of hard to. Like,
Oh,
I couldn't imagine selling cars in the '80s.
Yeah,
You could
no,
be like, "Yo, this car is $700,000."
Good luck fact checking it at the nearest car dealership 400 miles away.
Right? Like, man, you just had to go in there and then be like,
My-
I guess this is what I'm paying for this car.
My cousin sent me a telegraph a fortnight ago and said that this car was only $5,000.
yeah.
Oh, that one's sold. This
Yeah.
is a different one.
Yeah, that one was red. This one's blue. So
And you're like, that's Morse code. I don't know Morse code, so I probably just said I have to go to the bathroom.
Samuel Morse would be so upset with you.
He
how
would
did,
be.
how did they pay for things back then? If you bought like that much, would they be like?
With a personal check.
I was just gonna say like a person. Be like, we'll take one of your kids. Once you pay it off, then you can have
you can
him
have
back.
him back on his 18th birthday. You're like, oh my God, we finally get little Johnny back. Or
And
like,
he's just big into ICP, and you're like, come on! You worked at a
Like-
car dealership for
like,
the last 12 years, and now
dude, what the heck? What do you want, Dad? They're from Detroit. Detroit makes cars. Like, oh my gosh, kid. You know what? I'm keeping the car.
Yeah.
I don't want my kid back.
What do you think about that, Matt Cleary, our guest for the day?
Matt Cleary?
Nice.
How
Matt
long
Cleary
have
from
you
the No Brains No Headache podcast. What a
brilliant,
bismarck.
brilliant podcast. BT
Best mustache
Dubs.
in the game.
I just haven't shaved in a while.
Mustache in the game. Bust.
Land the plane.
Mustache.
Crash and burn.
Mustache.
Mustache.
It's where you have a mustache above your butt. It's like,
I have a mustache.
it's like the male version of a tramp stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't go horizontal. It's more vertical. And it's down in there.
It's like a sideburn.
when I sit sideways, I have a mustache for sure. When I lay on my side,
yeah. Ha ha.
sometimes when I sleep nude, the blanket's up. People walk in, they're like, "Blaise, your mustache."
Blankets up.
Or if I'm trying to reach something high on the top shelf and my butt stash just comes out.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, man.
Yeah, it depends. If you have a horizontal mustache, since I have a vertical one, it's just. When we
Yeah,
were talking
wow.
about what was that
No.
called again? When we were talking about leaving voicemails by accident and such, there's one really funny time when we were in college. We had a party and my buddies accidentally butt dialed his dad while he was talking to this girl and telling her that she's like, your boyfriend doesn't love you. He's like, but I love you, or something like that. And she was just crying on the phone. She was like crying.
You could hear Blaise in the back, just baby bird in his face.
Take this gin.
But my buddy's dad called him the next day. He's like, "What are you doing, Elliot? Having girls cry?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "You were telling a girl to dump her boyfriend for you."
Like, yeah, Dad. You're just lucky that some guy didn't do it to Mom a long time ago, being baby birded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to baby bird that girl.
Tuesdays are
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. If he only would have baby birded her, she would have been down. He's like, "Does your boyfriend baby bird you like me? He'll never spit vodka in your mouth like
Never
I can."
spit vodka.
What happens
in
if you
your-
miss the mouth and you just basically mace them with vodka, right? in the
Yeah,
eyes?
you have to close your eyes for a baby bird of alcohol.
You just get it in there and you're like, it comes up. Or sometimes you just,
Nope.
we'll do it this
You're
weekend.
not going to convince us that baby birding your dude friends
I'm
is
never
cool.
gonna-
Okay,
Yeah.
but do it to a girl.
I'm never going to do it to a girl either.
Why not? Baby birding rules.
I'm
Because
thinking
if-
about quitting drinking altogether at this point.
If if a girl asked me to baby bird her, I'd be like, wait, what does that mean? And then she'd tell me, and I'd be like, no.
You'd be like, absolutely, I'll do anything for you. I love you.
I could argue I'd rather
Depends,
be
like-
the baby bird in the other baby birding and just get pushed off of a skyscraper.
Would
You
you
have the
rather?
choice. You have to either jump off this, get pushed off this building, or accept Blaise's vodka from his mouth to yours.
Well, you could do the spitting too.
While falling off a building?
As you're falling, as you're falling, you spit it into your friend's mouth, and they're like, "Oh, I wish I'd die." Perfect timing. If you could pull off the baby bird while baby birding, the BBBBB.
If you do that, you might actually just start to fly.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna.
If you spit Red Bull,
Yeah.
If you Red Bull gives you, if you spit, if you baby bird, so you're falling, somebody's underneath you, you baby bird into their mouth facing downward. If you have enough force, you could then lift yourself up or slow yourself down and make a graceful landing.
see what I would say is, yeah. So someone, it's like the movies where someone falls off. Well, in this instant, they're pushed off.
I feel like we're really close to a semi-decent Red Bull commercial.
Yeah, exactly. So we push them off the
Okay,
building.
Red Bull, listen, we're gonna spit Red Bull into somebody's mouth while they're falling off a building, and they're gonna be like,
What's,
Yeah,
the, what's,
it's
the,
gonna-
what's the backstory of this?
It's gonna
so
be-
Blaise and his friends were baby birding each other in the basement of their house. And then
"You said friends,
in the crawl
but it was-
space.
it was just one guy."
and then one of them got really sad and asked to be other baby birded. And
Yeah. Then he jumped off, and after I pushed him off, I was like, "Oh no, this isn't great." So then I did the Spider-Man thing where I like got way more aerodynamic to catch up to him with the Red Bull in my mouth, spit it in, grabbed onto his shirt, flew away.
well, didn't your one friend actually kind of baby bird 2.0 himself off on accident off the school?
When he fell off the top of the school. I told you that story, didn't I?
I feel
It's-
like I've
it's
heard it, but
one of my favorite stories.
I told it on their podcast, and I can tell it again.
which
were-
podcast is that?
No brains, no headaches. Bow, 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 bow.
Okay, you fell off a bill. No, your friend fell off the school.
Yeah, so we made like jackass movies when we were younger. Made a bunch of them. And one of them, my buddy goes, "I'm going to climb the side of the school," because they said in like the 70s, some kids scaled the side of our school. So there was like little notches that come out of the side every like 3 feet.
Okay.
And so we're like 14, 15 years old. We have the camera set up like right below it and across the street. And we watch him climb the whole way up. Before he did it, we told him, "Hey, you can just climb up like 10 feet and then we'll cut it. And then we'll go climb the fire escape." We used to just go steal chocolate milk and then climb on top of the school from the fire escape. So we're like, "Oh, we'll just do that." And then we'll just have you on the edge climbing over and we'll just cut it, movie magic. And he's like, "No, we got to do it because we're doing stunts and stuff." I'm like, "Cool, I guess we lit you on fire before. We'll let you do this."
We'll let
And-
you.
And
As the guy's falling, Blaise and his friends are just baby birding chocolate milk and
for sure. But dude, then he gets up to the top of the school. We go, "Well, by golly, he's actually doing it." And he reaches over, and then he did not do it. We just hear, "Oh," and whoa, falls back, turns around, and I just see him smack the ground, and we're like, it's like 80 feet. It's tall.
That's 80 feet.
Dude, you've seen the school in Mott, right?
Yeah.
It's
8 stories.
Well, it's like when they're like, I bet it's anywhere from 60 to 80 feet. But yeah, so he falls onto nothing. And we're like, "Oh my God, Daniel is dead."
Yeah.
And we didn't have cell phones because we were children. It was 2004.
Right,
So I was
right.
freshman in high school. My buddy's laying on the ground, just completely unconscious. There's,
No, the best is how you
And he
guys
has-
tried to stage it.
yeah, no, I'll tell you. Because then, dude, he has like multiple knees on his leg because his legs are shattered. He broke. I think he didn't break his left arm, but he broke
Everything
Yeah,
else.
he broke both his legs and like bad, and his other arm. And we're like, "What's gonna happen?" And like my buddy Levi goes, "No, my buddy Troy goes, I'll stay here. Levi, you and Blaise go run to the houses and get help." It was like Memorial Day or it must have been Labor Day weekend. It's like no one was in town. And dude, we were running into people's houses because no one locks their doors there. And we would be right by the phone, be like, well, no one's here. We can't use their phone. And so we just started running house to house. No one home. All of a sudden we hear, hey, he's kind of waking up. We're like, oh, cool. Run back, just roll him over. Don't do that. Yeah. And we're like, oh my God, Daniel, you're alive. As he's like sitting there, this other guy, one of the teachers,
His arm was through his
yeah, dude,
esophagus.
it was, he had like, you didn't see the bone, but you saw bumps and stuff, like terrible breaks. And all of a sudden, you saw this one guy, one of the teacher's husbands,
no.
borrowed one of the vans from the school or something. So he was coming and returning it, and he goes, whoa, what happened to him? Everyone knew that we'd do stunts and stuff during the summer, and we're like, he fell on his bike. There's not a bike for a square mile around us. And so I'm like, he was like, oh, well, he looks like he should go to the hospital. We're like, yep, we're going to take him. We just pick him up. As we pick him up, the weight of his body goes on one of his legs, and you just hear like snap again. We had to like stand tiptoe. We're like, we got it.
The guy in the van's not. He's not. I'm not going to give these kids a ride.
I should probably help, but at this point,
here's the craziest thing. We just threw him in our buddy's Chevy Blazer and started driving around like, what are we going to tell everyone? Because we are in trouble. We're obviously not supposed to be climbing on the school. So then after about an hour and a half, we decide that
we're going to make up the crazy story.
No, well, yeah, and we're like, well, we told that guy he fell on his bike. Like, but there's no way you would get that hurt at that area of town because it's flat. So we said that he was going down Catholic Hill, which is like a big hill in the middle of town that you used to just bomb with your bike, and hit this ramp that we set up. But we had to sneak into his house to get his bike because it was like he kept it downstairs. It was like a nice BMX one. And then the ramp was in his garage. So we had to like, I'll never get the picture out of my mind of like looking in the window, like trying to see where my buddy who's sneaking in to steal this bike is. He's against the wall, like sliding behind the parents. And then he gets downstairs. We get the bike out. We get the ramp. Put it down. Bring it down to where we said that it was. And then my one friend goes, well, we got to make it look like this bike got in a wreck. So then he just started bashing it on the ground.
just destroys his brand new bike.
Breaks his bike. We're like,
oh, man.
We go, oh, well, now that we've set the whole scene, we can go tell his parents. Dude, this kid, he started to smell like cat poop. Like all his wounds were getting infected. There was like rocks in his face and stuff still, and he was like all bloody. And we finally got him.
Wait, you had him in the car this entire time?
Oh, yeah.
He's in the car.
He was in the back, and like every 5 minutes, he would be like, we also don't know about concussions back then. And it's pretty much, he has CTE for sure, but he was like, he go, what happened? We're like, dude, you were climbing the school and you fell off the top. And he goes, wait, was I climbing the school? Like, yeah, idiot. We just told you that.
You concussed moron.
Yeah. Then we brought him to his dad. The blood's already like dried and stuff. Like he's for sure. It had to have been an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Bones are starting to heal already.
Yeah.
His arms like, hey guys, no, this is how I eat now.
He's a pterodactyl now.
Yeah. We brought him to his dad, and his dad's like, oh my God. We're like, he fell on his bike. then he was like, oh my God, he had to drive him an hour then to the hospital.
Like 6 hours later, this guy gets to the
Dude, he was in the hospital for like
20 minutes.
No, like 2 weeks. They like admitted him. And
Yeah.
and it's because he couldn't move. They had to get his arms and stuff right. Came back in a wheelchair. I mean, he's not in one now, but he was in a wheelchair for a while. The best part is, too, the doctor was like, he said he fell on his bike. We're like, yeah. The doctor goes, you would have to fall from a great height to have breaks like this. And we're like, he caught some wicked air on that.
Yeah, he fell off his bike from the top of the school.
We don't have it filmed or anything, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, the thing that stinks is the one camera died right before he fell, and the other one we had pointed up. So you see like half, so you don't see him fall, but you just hear, oh shit, and then you like audibly hear.
Oh man.
Yeah, that
Jeez.
was a wild time in old Blaise boy's life.
Jeez.
And now he's fine.
Now he's all right.
See, and that's because we grew up playing outside. A kid who's always on his iPad right now wouldn't survive that.
He wouldn't have made it.
How funny would it be if he like worked at the school that he fell off of?
As the janitor, and he locked the gate, like the thing, and he broke all the things off that climb up the building.
Yeah.
He's like, I honestly, looking back, I did a backflip off of a cliff, if you will. My school it was built up. The parking lot was like lower, and then there was like a wall, right? And then dirt, grass, or whatever. But what I didn't know, and I don't know, whatever, we used to take our bikes and jump off that, and it was like 3-4 feet maybe.
Yeah.
But I was going, and I'd bought a brand new BMX. It was a Hutch bicycle. They're out
Hutch
of business
Johnson?
now. Nope, it was just Hutch. But he is my favorite weatherman because of his name. But I am riding my bike across the grassy knoll, if you will, and I hit where the cement wall meets the grass. But the grass dips down a little bit, and as I was going to pull up to jump off, my front tire hit, and I pulled up way too hard, and I just went whew, and did a backflip and landed. Like as I was in the air, I was like, oh my God. And I was like maybe 12 years old when this happened. And I was like, and like I just saw my friends on the grass. Like as I'm going, like doing the rotation, I see like the sky. I see my friends just staring at me upside down. And then I land on my front wheel, like bam. But luckily I had just enough angle where I fell backwards instead of like face first into the, and like, so I landed it. And, like, my feet fell off, and I did that thing where, like, my feet are dragging on the ground, and I'm like, Gaga! And then, like, I stayed up, and all my friends were like, oh, I'm sure they said some crazy words back then. Radical.
Back when you just learned how to swear, but you were bad at it.
Yeah.
Like Shia LaBeouf in iRobot. Another deep cut for you.
He's in iRobot?
Oh, yeah. Great character.
No way. I'm going to have to watch it. I just watched that the other day, I thought.
He plays the kid that's always like, hey, can I borrow your car? I need to impress this girl. And he's like, no.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't watched that movie. Well, I did watch it, but I guess I watch movies falling asleep. But yeah, the funny thing in that story, I guess, is if you know what spokey dokes are, they're like little things that when your tire turns, they make a wind chime noise almost.
Oh, really? It's like putting cards in your spokes?
They slide up and down on the spokes, and they go clink, 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 clink.
Oh,
when they hit the
yes.
rim. So, like, if you go fast enough, they don't make any noise, but if you're going slow, it just goes up and down. But I landed, and all my spokey dokes were like all over the ground. I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. And I couldn't, like, I do think about, like, what would have happened to me if I did not land that? Like, I would have just busted my whole entire, like, I probably would have broke my neck.
Oh, yeah, for shiz.
But I didn't.
That's the first time I've ever heard grassy knoll in a story that wasn't about the JFK assassination.
I've been doing deep dives into JFK's assassination. Let me just tell you, I don't think it was Lee Harvey Oswald. And I don't think Martha Plimpton was in the limo with him.
I have
Martha Plimpton.
I have this idea.
I think you can
she, in
very
fact-
visibly tell there was no woman in there besides Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah.
So I think that Lee Harvey Oswald shot and then missed, but then the Secret Service agent jumping into the car, his gun accidentally went off and just blew his head off.
From Washburn.
Yeah, Clint Hill.
Yeah, from Washburn, North Dakota.
Yeah. American hero, but then it comes out that he just accidentally killed the president.
Right? Well,
It wasn't an accident.
There's the other thing that the guy in the passenger seat turned around and killed him. See that one?
Ooh, no, I haven't.
That's another theory.
Let's watch the video.
Dude, Clint Hill from Washburn.
He like just died.
Washburn, North Dakota.
Of course he just died. They didn't want the secret to come out.
That is funny that he died right as everything was coming out.
He was like 98 years old.
Yeah, he
so
was
it's
real
pretty-
old.
Okay, yeah, good excuse.
Yeah.
He has a book. We can write it and
Yeah.
then we should read that book and then figure out where he says what really happened. I bet there's cryptic stuff in there.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
die on that, Clint Hill.
Nice, nice. You're gonna have to put the pieces back together, much like Kennedy's head.
I love how they didn't pronounce him dead for a while. Like,
Yeah, that's the wildest thing too.
his head pretty much exploded, and I could you imagine like the doctor in Dallas? They're like, "President got shot. You need to work a miracle." And he gets in there, he's like,
What miracle? I'm
He's
missing
like, I think
72% of the pieces.
Yeah. It's like, mark this down as a COVID death.
What's COVID? We'll just make it COVID. He died of COVID-1.
"COVID 64."
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. How do we go from halfway introducing our guest to the JFK assassination?
I don't know.
You can't milk those.
I keep forgetting nobody can see me, but I keep dancing. I keep dancing. We haven't done that in a long
I
time.
know.
It's been a couple. The woke mob is excited about hearing
Yeah.
that you can or cannot milk those. It took.
What can you milk, Matt?
I've milked a fake cow at the Bismarck Zoo.
Oh,
A fake cow?
Yeah, you can just go up there and you milk it into a.
Oblivion.
I'm gonna go ahead and get a job at the Bismarck Zoo as a fake cow.
There's just security cam of Marquay just crawling inside the cow.
Why is this udder brown and bigger than the other ones?
Bigger than the other ones.
Could just
You're
hear.
right. I should've- okay. For the clip, I'll say, why is this one brown and smaller than the other ones? All right.
Why is this so much bigger than these udders?
The udder ones.
Oh,
So, is there a technique to milk?
you're like, so how do they
How do they
really
do
do
For an
it?
actual cow, yes. For this one, it's just the classic 12-year-old who just learned how to do something, and it's a grab and yank situation.
Let's say
Okay.
that older than 12. For Markway's sake.
I draw the line. Like, no, adults only.
This is the adults only line for milking the cows at the Bismarck Zoo.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
That is funny. In my mind, I was thinking that you were this age.
I never put it together that it would possibly be children.
Oh,
I know. I was only thinking
it's
of you
only
being-
children.
saying it. Yeah, like clearly it's probably only children. So yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, some hot milk is coming over to milk the cow, and I'm like, oh, now's my chance.
MILF the cow.
Yeah, nice. We're pretty close to other than the Red Bull commercial we concocted. This is a pretty good parody film that we could.
Dude, that is straight out of the early 2000s college age movie.
Yeah.
Milf the cow.
Starring Seth and Tom Green, not related.
Oh boy.
You can't milk those. Yeah, you can't.
That's like back in the day, like our zoo was like they got like a grant or something. They're like, oh, we're gonna get some new animals, and no, they just spent all the money on this fake cow that you could milk.
Marquay's up there just championing for it. He gets
We need the cow.
I got a big sign. Get the Bismarck Zoo fake cow.
So we can, it's like crossed out as jerk and then milk cow.
We're gonna milk this cow off. The Great Bismarck Milk Off.
All of a sudden, they just hear something from inside the cow. It's like, oh. We're like, wait, that wasn't a moo.
But it sounds similar to a cow. Just
Oh man,
he's changed his sexy noises to cow noises.
It's a weird setting. Yeah. They're like, why do you have the settings on this sexy or cow?
I think the speaker's broken. I'm not sure what it is. The cow goes.
Just translate to everything. So you take a bite of a good hamburger, you're like,
Oh, if it was a cow hamburger, they'd be like, Oh boy,
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
on the new vacation movie when the cow is like eating cow, and he's like, wait, should he? Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's one of those.
The new vacation movie.
Oh yeah, with Ed Helms, it's hilarious. Terrible movie.
Oh, it's not that. Well, that movie's like 7 years old, I think.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking of like a remake of the movie Vacation.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
It's isn't it? Is it National Lampoon's Just Vacation, or is it
think
just Vacation?
I think it's Vacation.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking
Yeah, it's
about.
just called Vacation.
Yeah, when he runs into a cow driving a 4-wheeler and just explodes the cow, and he's getting hosed off, and he's like, "Is the cow okay?"
That's a real Kennedy situation.
Like, you, all right? Can you just? The president got shot. Can you fix him up?
Can you just put that cow back together?
Call Lyndon B. Johnson. We need this cow's out of commission.
Lyndon Byron Johnson. In Dallas, there's a highway. This is I just put this together. I used to live in Dallas for a long time, and they have a highway. Like they name highways after famous people, and they have the Lyndon Byron Johnson Highway.
Isn't his middle name just B? Like it doesn't stand for
Byron.
anything?
LBJ. But you'd say like we're gonna get on the LBJ, but it's funny to me that the LBJ is named after Lyndon Byron Johnson.
Yeah.
In Dallas, the city where John F. Kennedy, like we should be getting on the JFK.
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Baines.
He's the Baines of John F. Kennedy's existence.
Baines.
What if they're like, you need to fix the president? And
Why
it's
did I
just
think it was Byron for so long?
It is Byron.
Yeah,
It's Baines. I just Wikipedia did it.
What does the B stand for? It is Baines. Wait.
Okay, Google. Who's Lyndon Byron Johnson? It says just a sec because they're like, no.
Lyndon Baines Johnson, LBJ, was the 36th president of the United States, serving from 1960.
Dude, when I Google Lyndon Byron Johnson, it still comes up as 36th president.
Yeah.
He served as vice president. Here are some key points about Lyndon B. Johnson. Early life and career. Born in 1908 in Texas.
Okay, that's
Oh,
fine.
he was born in Texas. That might be
Oh,
why.
yeah. Anyway,
Matt's just
we
feverishly
probably
Googling.
you gotta get to meetings, Matt.
No, I was gonna say it's Ulysses S. Grant. The S doesn't stand for anything.
Oh,
It just sounded good.
It was a miss. Like Ulysses ends in S, but they added an extra
People-
S.
yeah, I was
Or
gonna
like,
say-
oh, they just need to move this. Okay,
Yeah.
period there.
Ulysses.
Ulysses.
Oh. You got meetings all day?
Yeah,
What are you doing those? Just
at the Delta Hotel.
nice.
Oh, the Delta.
The best part about that is getting food for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's exploded hamburgers.
Nah,
You got, the milk comes from a nefarious place.
yeah, it's like, and the only thing you can drink is if you get baby birded by Blaise. So
That's a side gig
So
at the
open
Delta.
up, peeps.
Yeah, I hope you like vodka liva. Vodka and saliva. That's why, like, the vodka part would be okay, but the chocolate milk, I'd actually no. I take that back. The vodka part would not be okay. But if somebody was holding a gun to my head and they said you have to get baby birded with either alcohol or chocolate milk, and I'd be like, I'll take the alcohol, please.
Yeah.
And then I'm also gonna want a lot of it. So that, like I can convince myself that was a good idea.
or
Yeah.
that it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh, I blacked out. The last thing I remember is some dude getting real close to my mouth, and I think we swapped fluids.
At least you didn't get that fluid out of that milked cow.
I'm never gonna look at the cow at the Dakota Zoo ever. Same ever. again.
The cow's gonna have my face on it. You're gonna be like, dang it, Marquay.
Oh. Should I read the voicemail transcript from you right when we got here?
Oh, yeah.
It says, man, it's wild. Just because it doesn't make sense. Home, oh, they can, but does the camera angle, oh, I thought you meant I have a big thing in at all times. And I'm talking about find frozen chipped off. So bad, are you nervous? Who I am, okay, well, we're in a...
Okay, so this is the cow.
Dude, don't show me that picture.
Let's get it up here. And Marquay is in that.
No, I'm not.
No, I just got to show you the next picture where it's a bunch of kids doing it.
You don't have to show that picture.
Look at the one kid on the left. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
and
That
they,
is perfect.
So wait, is that cow refrigerated somehow?
no, they just have it's water in it.
Oh,
And
man,
then-
if it would just be warm, thick milk.
Like, yo.
No, it's like water and it goes into a bucket and just like cycles through.
Yeah, it's not even half and half. They
Yeah.
just have,
So they just
Full
fill it. So
cream.
you might have to get scuba gear on because I think they fill the cow up with water. And it like cycles.
that'd be even funny. You see just a snorkel coming out of the cow's ear.
The cow starts to stink because I drown in it.
I think this water is contaminated.
just blood coming
Oh my
I was just thinking
god!
like they pull you out of it and you're like you got all dressed up in scuba gear. It's like why do you put flippers on?
Oh boy, that's good.
Oh man, that's
Oh.
funny. Dang.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Big gulps, huh?
I don't know whether to call this.
we
Yeah,
landed on the moon.
I don't know whether to call this one baby birding the baby birds or Marquay's milk problem.
Let's just call it the baby bird.
Yeah.
Baby birding milk problems.
Oh, geez. Well, Matt, we can get you to your meetings here. You got anything? You want to promote anything?
No, you can just follow No Brains No Headache on social media, and I don't think I have any shows coming up. Usually this summer I'll try to do some lake shows or something, but
Nice.
Lake shows.
If you do a lake show, let me know. I want to go to the lake with you guys.
oh yeah, it'd be fun. Every time Blaise and I do a show, I wake up in the morning playing Mario Kart by myself.
Yeah. We tried.
He's in the third.
No, that's
On the
pretty
third
much what it
level,
was.
just
Like Blaise came downstairs, I was just passed out on my couch, just like Mario
I think
Kart
that I was
wheel on
sitting
my chest.
beside you, though.
Yeah.
I fell asleep at the time, but then We also tried to record it. Well, I think we were up for like 3 hours recording an hour-long podcast each time, and then none of it is watchable.
Yeah.
It's us just like, hey, we're sitting in the studio, the No Brains, No Headache studio.
And we just
Bismarck.
drank everything. I was like, oh, I got this vodka in this skull. And it's like, what kind of vodka? It's like, I don't know. We'll drink it.
Dan
Little
Aykroyd.
does he know, he got baby birded that night. But, yeah, other than that, well, man, that was a fun one. Yeah, follow Matt on social media. It's Matty Applesauce is his
Oh, yeah.
Instagram. Otherwise, follow No Brains, No Headaches. Quay, you got anything?
Oh yeah, gosh, this weekend. Let's see. I think I'm gonna host the local showcase.
Nice.
So
There's two shows.
Yep, Friday and Saturday. Both start at 8. It's gonna be a good weekend. A lot of the local talent. Pretty good. They always actually are really, really funny, and I'm really excited to be a part of it always. So yeah.
Who's all on that one again?
Oh geez, I know Greg's gonna be there. Ruby's gonna be there.
Greg, Ruby, Beth.
Beth.
Dylan.
Dylan is Parker. I thought I heard
and
Parker.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith's
Oh,
gonna
Matt
be
Smith.
there.
You
Matt
know it
Smith.
better than us.
He's great.
I literally just saw the graphic. Like,
Oh, nice.
I know
Before
that
I
I was
walked
in
in
my
on it.
mind. I was picturing I'm like, okay, there's
Yeah.
that person, that
Yeah.
person, that person. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good show. And I think Parker did get added to one of the shows. Maybe.
Oh, nice.
Could be going crazy.
Cool. Awesome. Then April 25th, 26th, I'll be featuring at the Cellar for Kelvin Evans. Let's come to that one. There's 3 shows that week. Friday at 8, then Saturday, Sunday. So come to that. That'll be really fun. And also this coming weekend, or the weekend after that. No, April 18th and 19th, or 17th and 18th. Mike Racina's here.
Mike Racine.
And Mike Racine's super funny from New York City. So
Yeah, good dude.
check
Super funny.
him out.
And then Louis C.K.
Yeah, you can't get tickets to that.
I know.
so-
yeah, that's nuts.
It's,
Yeah, that's
it's
wild.
kind of insane. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
You should tell him about the cow in Bismarck. Maybe he'll come there next.
Yeah. That'd be
He'll
pretty
be like,
wild.
I met Marquay and I don't think I want to go.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Toodaloo.
Aloha.